Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
We did have one in the city of Dilworth at the park there that, it burned a lot of grass, and that was just a short grass, so that just shows you how dry things are.
Area fire departments and law enforcement, particularly those in rural grassy areas, are on high alert tonight. Thanks for joining us. Nearly a half a dozen fires lit up all around Cass and Clay counties this weekend. Valley News Team's Haley Foster tells us what precautions authorities say you should be using when it comes to lighting a flame.
Several fires in the area this weekend have firefighters saying,
well, the first thing is don't burn.
Before striking up a match, there are a lot of things you need to consider. Do you have a lot of free time?
Make sure you are always at that fire. You can't leave it. If the pile's too big and it takes overnight, you can't go to bed. You got to stay there and watch it.
Have you checked the weather?
A lot of people want to get things cleaned up, but watch the weather conditions. Is it dry? What's relative humidity doing?
That's one of the things they're supposed to be keeping an eye on, too, is the wind.
And finally, do you have a permit?
And with those, there's also regulations when you can burn, what you can burn. And sometimes you need actual on-site check to see what you are burning.
Berquist says permits should be available at your local fire department.
The very top couple inches of that grass is just tinder dry.
And you need to keep an eye open for fire restrictions this season.
Less we have to go out and fight fires, the better off we are.
Haley Foster, Valley News Live.
Our meteorologists tell us while we might be getting some showers, no real major event is going to be appearing in the horizon for the next few weeks to increase our current moisture levels. A scary night for a Fargo family who didn't know that their house was on fire. Their neighbors had to tell them. The Fargo Fire Department took down a fire here at 820 51st Street South in Fargo around 5:30 this evening. The family was home at the time and was unaware of the fire until a neighbor came by and knocked on their door and told them their home was on fire. The family got out safely without injuries. The cost is about $35,000 in damages, and the source of the fire is still unknown, but it did start in the garage. A man is behind bars for reckless driving after clocking in at more than 130 miles an hour on the interstate. The driver, 29-year-old Shwan Muhammad from San Diego, was driving a 2003 Mercedes-Benz. He got a speeding ticket for $285 and was arrested for reckless driving. Muhammad was going 132 in a 75-mile-an-hour zone just west of West Fargo. Take a look at this photo here. This is after a truck running into a building. Police responded to this case around 8 o'clock tonight at the 600 block and 15th Street in North Fargo. A 68-year-old man was taken to the hospital for unknown injuries here. It was a wild night at a home in Dilworth. A fight led to a man getting stabbed. It happened in the Dilworth trailer park around 5:30 this evening. According to police, both men were intoxicated and started wrestling, then fighting. That is when one of the men stabbed the other. The stab wounds are non-life-threatening, but both had to be sent to Sanford with what are believed to be minor injuries. The case is still under investigation. Well, if you ever need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576. Leave your tip and a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work exposing the truth. A huge loss for a ranching family. Several show animals were killed in a fire early Saturday morning at a farm in Pennington County. 5 show cows, several goats, and chickens all died in the flames. The animals belonged to the family's 13-year-old son, who was raising them to show in a 4-H event at the Pennington County Fair. The cause of the fire remains unknown, but authorities do say heat lamps being used to hatch chicks may have been the source. No other injuries have been reported, but overall damage is estimated around $40,000. The city of Fargo is looking into other ways to work the downtown shuttle bus that may keep it on one side of the river. Commissioner Dave Pepcorn voiced his concerns, saying that he'd rather see Fargo taxpayer money being spent in the city. He suggests looking at other parking lots in that city, like the Fargo Dome or West Acres Mall. But all the city-owned parking lots are 100% full. Some are even over capacity. But the City Commission will continue to look into other ways after hearing Moorhead City Council's concerns on the idea being brought to its mall parking lot.
what was frustrating is this is a huge opportunity for the Moorhead Center Mall, and then it was like they're looking at us like we were trying to get something out of them. And I'm saying, as a small business owner, if I have 250 cars parked in front of my business, I would be in favor of that.
Fargo is working with Moorhead to still try and use the Moorhead Center Mall parking spaces during the City Hall construction. Well, parking spaces could be an option outside the Civic Center and City Hall after a couple months of initial construction. Bids are opening tomorrow after 2 years of planning the construction of City Hall, which may include putting parking in this area. Mayor Tim Mahoney says he expects to see bids come in anywhere from 22 to 24 million. Construction is expected to start next month and last about 18 months. Minnesotans could be soon paying more at the gas pump, unfortunately. Governor Mark Dayton was in Moorhead this morning outlining a new transportation and railway safety proposal. He wants to fund it in part through raising the state gas tax. The other way that we'd fund it, well, by raising taxes on railroads.
If the railroads don't pay for their share, then the rest of us taxpayers have to pay for that additional share. So it seems to me just common sense and basic fairness to say that they should pay for part of the problem that they're causing.
BNSF sent us a statement this afternoon saying Governor Dayton's plan violates federal law as it would unfairly target the railroad with taxes. Did you know that prescription painkillers kill more people in motor vehicle crashes nationwide? Well, that's according to the National Safety Council. In correspondence with National Poison Prevention Week, the North Dakota Safety Council does have some tips for you preventing overdoses in your home and workplace. Here they are. Safely dispose of leftover medications by asking your local pharmacist where to find the nearest take-back location. And keep children safe by putting medicines away. Never tell children that medicine is candy, and keep medications stored in a high place. If you think that you're suspecting a poison emergency, call the Poison Control Center hotline. The number is on your screen, 1-800-222-1222. And for more safety tips and resources, go to valleynewslive.com, click on the hot button. Well, it is a record-setting donation for a local nonprofit. High school hockey players and coaches presented Lend a Hand with more than $26,000 from the Fargo Public Schools. The big reveal happened tonight at the Fargo Northside Coliseum. Funds were raised by the high school hockey community at their 5th annual Stick It to Cancer, which is a fundraiser for Lend a Hand, helping families facing cancer and other serious illnesses. The checks will be matched up by Dakota Medical Foundation.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
Well, we had a bit of a gray day today, Stephanie, with even some snowflakes.
Oh my goodness.
Which was, I think, tough to see after a
70s to snowflakes.
Yes, exactly. But that's how March is. You know, it's a pretty volatile month as we make that transition to spring. And sometimes we take a step back, and that's what we're doing this week. But we had a gorgeous sunset after what was a gray day. So let's take a look at that. We'll play that out for you through the evening hours. We saw those clouds start to depart, but not before a gorgeous burst of color. The sky looked like it was on fire for a while there as it was setting. Beautiful, and we got some great pictures of that on our Facebook page, so thank you to you who have sent those in. Gorgeous night out there. Cold though, 27 degrees currently in Fargo. We have a dew point of only 13, so pretty dry, and wind out of the north-northwest at 8 miles per hour. And that wind makes it feel like it's in the teens out there right now. You need your winter coat if you're going to be stepping outside today. As we look into the rest of the viewing area, you can see temperatures are ranging from the low 20s up north in Grand Forks down to the mid 20s. Fargo Moorhead again at 27. We're still hanging on to a few 30s down in the Southern Valley. 32 degrees in Wahpeton, 34 in Fergus Falls, and Wadena is at 30 degrees right now. So coldest north, warmest south. Those clouds that are in the Southern Valley are going to be departing here very shortly, with wind in Fergus Falls gusting to 23 miles per hour still. But the fortunate thing here is that the wind is lightening up just a little bit. But of course, light wind, dry conditions, clearing skies. That means temperatures are going to continue dropping tonight. So those clouds continue pushing their way southward. The rain that we saw, the snowflakes ended earlier this evening, and we should be in store for a clear night for tonight. We'll show you that here in our hour-by-hour forecast overnight. Again, those temperatures temperatures dipping down into the 20s. This may be a little warm to start off tomorrow morning. I think Northern Valley are going to see some teens to start off, as temperatures are already at 23 degrees in Grand Forks. And then down in the Southern Valley, we're going to be seeing those temperatures into the mid-20s to start off our day tomorrow. So this is starting off a little bit warm, but sunshine, mid-March sunshine should help our temperatures to recover. And by lunchtime, we'll see them back into the mid-30s, even some low 40s during our midday time frame. And notice there's plenty of sunshine with light wind out of the northwest. We may see it pick up a little bit into the afternoon, into the 20-mile-per-hour gust range, but otherwise lighter than today. By 3 o'clock, 46 degrees in Fargo, 45 in Grand Forks. So warmer in the afternoon hours, but still cool compared to where we were. But this is above average, so still seeing those temperatures on the above average side. By 6 o'clock tomorrow night, again, hanging on to some upper 30s and some low to mid 40s. Later tomorrow evening, we'll start to see some clouds push into our western viewing area, and that'll be the next system to impact the upper Midwest, mainly in the Dakotas and our far southwestern viewing area for Wednesday. That's the better bet for seeing some mixed precipitation. But tomorrow looks great. If you have St. Patrick's Day plans, just be aware it's going to be cool. You're going to need your winter coat in the morning. Afternoon, it is going to be cool as well, with highs in the upper 30s to some low to mid 40s, 46 degrees, the high in Fargo Moorhead. Taking a peek at our 7-day forecast again tomorrow, 46 for your St. Patrick's Day. For Wednesday, that's that next system. Rain and snow possible. The farther west you are, the more likely you may see some snow, mainly south and west in our viewing area. And there may be a little bit of light accumulation in the far south and west as well, depending on timing with this system. And then for Thursday, any snow that does fall will melt very quickly because we're going to have a high of 48 degrees. And then Friday, another weak little system, several ones moving through, not a lot of moisture associated with them. And not a lot of warmth either, especially for this weekend. We have temperatures that are going to be topping out in the 30s.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be chilly out there.
Bundle up.
Yes, thanks, Lisa.
You bet.
Still ahead for us tonight, Facebook cracking down on what won't be tolerated on its social media site. Plus, a spoonful of that ice cream, you might want to put it down. Why some Bluebell buckets are being recalled.